Hi students, in this video we are going to study tutorial 4.3 from your textbook. We are going to learn how to use the hole wizard in SolidWorks. Hole wizard is a very powerful feature in SolidWorks which allows you to create different types of holes, uh, like for example counter bores, counter sink holes, tapered taps. All these different sizes, standard sizes and geometries of the holes you can create with a click of a button. Without hole wizard, you will have to go through a lot of feature building to really create different sizes of holes. For example, just to create a counter bore, if you don't have a hole wizard, then first you will have to create main hole, then you will have to build another feature called counter bore surrounding the main hole, and so on and so forth. But with hole wizard, in one click you can do the entire operation. And also these hole types and hole size, they come in very standard sizes which you can use. So without further ado, let's get started. So I'm going to open a new part file here. Let's As you can see here, we are going to create this plate, and then using hole wizard we are going to create a bunch of holes in this plate to see how hole wizard function works. So let's build the rectangular plate. On top plane we want to use extruded boss feature. Let's draw a center rectangle, center on the origin. Smart dimension, the length of this rectangle is 5 inches and the width of this rectangle is 3 inches. Okay, so far so good. The sketch is complete. It is completely black, fully defined. So we exit the sketch, and thickness 1 inch. Okay, so that's good. Let's go ahead and save this file. Save as, and this is tutorial 4.3. Okay, now let's use the whole wizard function. So you will see on the features tab, whole wizard function is available right here. So let's go ahead and if you open this, there are more features there, but I'm just going to keep it simple and click on whole wizard. Okay, and here is how it looks. We have different hole types: counter bore, counter sink, and so on and so forth. So first hole type we want to create is counter sink, just to try. So I'm going to well, even before that, I guess we have to do one more step. So I'm just gonna temporarily close out of this whole wizard. I want to draw a sketch on this top surface, uh, just to designate some points on which I want to cut the holes. So let's click on the top face of the block, and let's create a sketch. Again, a center rectangle. So let's click on the origin and create a center rectangle. And this rectangle is really for construction purposes, just to get reference for these points. So we need to change this into something called as construction geometry. This is not the part of the your CAD model. It's just for reference purposes. So it change it to for construction. So that will make it hidden line pattern, the center line pattern, and SolidWorks understand that this is not the part of any sketch such. It's part of the sketch, but it's a construction geometry. Okay, so exit the sketch, and now you can go back to your whole wizard function, And as I said, we want to cut the countersink hole. So you need to click on countersink, and you will see that there are some standard sizes in countersink. For example, we are using an American National Standards Institute inch standard. There are some other standards that we can use, but let's keep it simple. Size. All I need to do is change the size. I'm gonna change it to size 8. Now you may ask, what is size 8, right? So if you click on the show custom sizing, you will see the size 8 is a standard which comes with these different dimensions for uh, different features of the countersink. So if I change the size from number 8 to number 10, you will see these things, these dimensions will change. So they are all standard, right? So for now, I'm gonna just randomly choose number 8, not worry too much. Okay, so I selected the countersink hole, then I selected the appropriate size for the hole. Then I'm going to go on the position tab here, and I need to define the position. So I'm going to select on the surface. Okay, and now you can already see the preview of countersink. So I'm going to put that countersink on this corner, corner number 1, and corner number 2. So that's all I wanted to do. So let's go ahead and OK it. And now you can see nice countersink holes there. You can see that in one shot, right? It's that easy. Put it back into isometric orientation, and now let's try a couple of counter bore holes. So let's go back to hole wizard. This time we want to try counter bore. So select counter bore. Size, again, we can choose any size we want. I'm going to go ahead and change my size, maybe make it size 10. Okay, so we selected the hole type, we selected the size of the hole. There's You can more fine tune it as per the requirements, but right now we're not going to go into too much details here. Then position, select this top surface, and you want to put one counter bore on this corner and one counter bore on this corner. Click OK. So here they are, nice counter bores, and very easy to make them. Let's put it back in isometric view, and let's try something different. Maybe we can try tapered tap hole. So let's go back to hole wizard, and let's see, we have here the tapped hole, tapered tap. So I'm gonna select that. Let's see the dimensions. We can choose under the holes. This is a tapered pipe tap, so that's the only option we have. So we good there, no problem. And then size, we can change the size. We can make it from, right now it's 1/16. We need to change it to 1/4. Once again, the size is associated with a very specific dimensions for the taper tap, right? So I just arbitrarily chose 1/4 here. Then let's click, not click OK yet. We need to define the position of the hole. So let's click on the position tab, select the surface, and let's put it on the origin. So right here, and click OK. And here you can see nicely tapered tap hole. Let's bring it back to isometric. So this is the end of this tutorial. Uh, all I wanted to show you is how to use hole wizard function. Now you'll notice that we just tried a couple of them, but there are many different types of, like a straight tap, legacy hole, all kinds of different types of standard holes, standard hole sizes you can choose, and that makes your life much easier. particularly for threaded holes and such. So with that said, I'm going to stop here. Okay, let's save this one last time. Let me close this, save it, and thank you.